From downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
A dad caught driving drunk.
How much did you have to drink those days?
I had 3 weeks.
When was that?
That was
The last time you had?
Yep.
What size beers were they?
12 ounces.
But it's who was in the back seat that's even more troubling.
Also, he worked and saved, but now a 91-year-old Detroiter missing tens of thousands of dollars from his bank account while he's in the hospital. Tonight, a warning for everyone with elderly loved ones. When his relatives realized things were not right, it took a call to Detroit police to get him out of the home.
Now an investigation into elder and financial abuse is underway. Mara McDonald is live at Sinai Grace Hospital tonight, and Mara, he's being treated there.
He sure is, Kimberly, and you're right. The Detroit police had to get him out of that house and into that hospital. He has a variety of issues: bedridden, bed sores, the beginning of dementia, among other things. But once his relatives got that sort of under control, take a look at what they found out. It was a private Facebook message that alerted Faith Abdullah and her brother Christopher Hood that something just wasn't right with their elderly cousin Edward. When they got to the house, the once vibrant engineer was not well.
That was probably the most heartbreaking thing I witnessed, him being in the middle of that living room in a bed, unable to move, not getting proper therapy.
Chris and his sister Faith called the police and got him out of the house, and then the whole situation revealed itself.
We saw, the conditions he was living in, the type of people who had attached themselves to him. And I guess he became trusting to them.
Neighbors who had become so-called caregivers for their 91-year-old cousin were getting paid $2,800 a month. And then the family discovered strange goings-on at the credit union where he kept his pension and Social Security.
His accounts were closed down. There was money taken out of it from what I've seen so far that there's not been any receipts or anything.
And a credit union worker who was spending her off hours with their cousin and who they say was obstructionist when they wanted receipts and an accounting of where his money was going.
But I just wanted to be out there for those who are tending to their elders to please see after them well, not some strangers. Back here live tonight, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services confirms for us that it has an investigation and an elder abuse investigation going on into this case. Meanwhile, the family tells us the FBI is now involved, as are the Detroit police, because of the financial irregularities. The good news in all of this, they say that they have really high hopes for their cousin Edward, that with the proper therapy and the proper care, he could be up walking soon. Kimberly, Devin, back to you.
If there is any good news in this, that is it, Mara. But I'm wondering, were you able to talk to any of the neighbors who were getting paid to be his caregivers?
I did. I knocked on their door tonight and spoke to them briefly. They tell me they had no idea that there was any sort of investigation ongoing or that anything like this was happening, which is interesting because the family had been requesting receipts from them and say they so far have received nothing.
Unbelievable.
Back to you.
Okay. Mara, thanks. Since 6 o'clock, we've learned more about a body found in the water in Grosse Ile. Police say the body, which appears to be a man in his 30s, was found on the rocks by a fisherman near the northern end of the island. At this time, foul play is not suspected and investigation is underway.
A father accused of picking up his children while he was drunk. This dash cam video shows the story of the traffic stop and how police discovered the young kids in the car. Jermont Terry following the story for us. And Jermont, when they administered the breathalyzer, apparently police say blew nearly twice the legal limit.
They did, Devin. Now, people called 911 to report a car swerving in and out of lanes along 96 here. Now, they feared that this car would cause an accident. But when cops stopped the car, they discovered those two children, ages 6 and 13, in the back seat.
Have you ever ridden in a police car before?
Dashcam video shows Novi officers escorting two children to a police car. Thankfully, the siblings were okay, but police say they were in danger while, get this, riding with their father.
I'm sorry, so where are you coming from?
Last Monday afternoon, Novi officers pulled this car over on suspicion of drunk driving. Police had no idea the man behind the wheel had his children with him.
How old are your kids?
Brady 6 and Caden 13.
The 6 and 13-year-old watched as officers took Dad from the front seat. He was forced to do a sobriety test. Listen as officers talked about the alcohol reeking from the car.
Yeah, the smell was the thing I smelled, but was the thing I was on, but maybe it was blown, I don't know.
The father admits to knocking a few back.
How much did he have to drink those days?
I had 3 weeks.
Cops get permission to search the car, where they discover an open container.
Looks like a empty or at least an open bottle of liquor under your driver's seat.
After failing the field sobriety test, cops arrested Dad. That's when they get the children out of the car.
You have a bag or anything, bud? Or you got it in your backpack? You got it, all right, cool. Here, we're going to grab your booster seat, too, okay?
Oh, my mom has a booster seat.
Yeah, but I got to give you a ride, so I got to get you back somehow.
And tonight, that father is awaiting charges. We do know that Novi police contacted the State Department of Human Services for the children. We should point out that the police say this father blew a .15. Reporting along I-96 tonight, Jermont Terry, Local 4.
Vermont. Former MSU football player Austin Robertson was arraigned today on criminal sexual conduct charges. The charges stem from an April 9th incident in Meridian Township where prosecutors say Robertson walked a woman to her apartment, raped her, then told her not to say anything about it. Robertson was kicked off the football team last week. He's currently being held on a $250,000 bond. The annual Michigan Crime Victims Vigil tonight was held in Lansing.
Yep, Attorney General Bill Schuette spoke at the event. Took place at the state capitol. Schuette remembered victims of violence, honored their families, and spoke about the important role police play in keeping all of us in our state safe. Macomb County is going to be getting $3 million to help with the Frazier sinkhole. Speaking of Lansing, because the House of Representatives and the Senate had been at odds over how much to give the county and whether or not it should be a grant or a loan. That was until today. They decided on a $3 million grant. That money is going to come from funds left over from the Priority Roads Investment Program. The county is expected to receive the money within the next few weeks.
Former State Senator Virgil Smith will be on the ballot for Detroit City Council next election. Smith has filed to run for District 2, which is currently represented by George Cushenberry. Smith resigned from the state Senate last year and spent 10 months in jail for shooting up his ex-wife's car.
Michigan is set to join a growing list of states that are making it a serious crime to point lasers at airplanes and helicopters. State Senate approved legislation today that would make it a 5-year felony. In the past 12 years, the number of reported laser strikes spiked from 300 a year to 7,000. Now, there still haven't been any known crashes because of lasers, but the hope is that the state laws will take the burden off of federal authorities.
Serious deal there. He was one unhappy customer, but it wasn't about the customer service. A man taken down by other diners when he starts attacking a waitress. Why the owners believe he went in there looking for trouble.
Also, a high-speed chase ends with police having to rescue the man they were pursuing. We'll show you how this ends in just a minute. Ben, what a day.
Yeah, we got a good thing going, Devin. 2 in a row, and tomorrow the icing on the cake heading towards 80. Find out if that'll be the only time. Coming up.
But first, the story made international news. Local doctors secretly performing illegal surgeries.
That's why it is so complicated and so painful sometimes to talk about and so sensitive.
Why it's being done and what's being done about it. Next.
Coming up tomorrow on Local 4 News Today, get ready. Pause, Hooper and Rory. There is a new mascot for a sports team coming to town.
The big unveil you'll see here first at 6:30. Plus, could something in your brain make you more likely to become victim of a scam? Dr. McGeorge shares new research that could help protect you and your aging parents. That's coming up at 5:50.
For Wellness Wednesday and weather and traffic always on the 4s. Detroit mornings start here from 4:30 to 7 a.m.
We'll see you Wednesday morning.
The numbers are staggering. According to the Centers for Disease Control, at least 500,000 women in the U.S. have undergone genital mutilation or are at risk of having it done in the future.
Now, according to the feds, as we've seen in these recent charges, it's happening to girls as young as 7 years old here in Metro Detroit. Our Sandra Ali walks us through the historic criminal case that is unfolding right now.
No one answered the door at Dr. Jumana Nagarwala's Northville home. The 44-year-old doctor, who's now facing federal charges, practiced here. From the outside, this looks like any regular clinic, but what was allegedly happening inside the Burhani Medical Center in Livonia is now at the center of a full-blown federal investigation surrounding doctors who have been allegedly cutting girls as young as 7 years old.
These are physicians, and this is a horrific thing being perpetrated by physicians.
The case centers around the taboo ritual of female genital mutilation, a tradition with deep religious roots that's been happening for decades. It's illegal and, for the most part, now outlawed around the world, except in countries like Somalia, Ethiopia, and the Sudan, where it's still happening today.
98% of the women in Sudan are circumcised, 96% are Somalian, 94% are Ethiopian.
Moina Udine has been researching and writing about genital mutilation for the past 20 years.
I'm outraged.
In a first-of-its-kind federal prosecution, authorities charged 3 people who all worked at the Burhani Clinic for their alleged roles in the genital cuttings of 2 7-year-old girls. April 12th, authorities arrested Dr. Jumana Nagarwala, accused of cutting the girls. Then on April 21st, 2 more arrests. Dr. Fakhruddin Attar and his wife Farida. Dr. Attar accused of letting Nagarwala use his clinic to perform the procedures, while his wife Farida allegedly held the girls' hands to try to comfort them as it was happening. While neighbors here wouldn't talk on camera, several people who work near the clinic say they saw people coming and going at all hours of the night, well after the clinic was supposed to be closed.
This is really adults harming children, I think, is the way we look at it. And so, yes, you have to be sensitive to cultures and different practices, and that's what our country's about. And this is really crosses a line, I think, is probably the best way to put it.
According to court documents, Dr. Nagarwala, Attar, and his wife all belong to a small Indian community of Muslims, the Dawoodi Bohra. Members of the Dawoodi Bohra believe genital cutting is a social rite of passage, a secret ritual when a girl is transformed into a woman. Experts like Udine say it's done by village elders to curb a woman's sexuality.
These are lies that these girls are raised with.
In this case, investigators believe the 2 young girls came to Michigan with their mothers, thinking they were taking a special girls' trip, and ended up at the Burhani Clinic getting their genitals cut.
The lack of consent, doing harm, and a very questionable, if any, benefit is where the ethical issue comes up in this case.
I want to bet that it happened more than we know.
Sadie Sarr grew up in a village in Senegal. The practice has been outlawed there since the 80s, but she remembers a time before that when young girls were told to keep the ritual a secret.
People are very attached to their identities and their cultural practices, and that's very ingrained into human beings. And if we're having this conversation today and it's shocking so many people, it's because the other people who don't understand it cannot even imagine it in their own identity and cultural identities. They cannot fathom it. And that's why it is so complicated and so painful sometimes to talk about.
Dr. Attar and his wife are expected in federal court tomorrow. If convicted, Dr. Nagarwala could get life in prison. The feds say there are likely more victims out there. We'll hear more as this case continues to fold, of course.
And if you missed it, I would point out we hosted a very candid and I should say explicit conversation on this topic this past Sunday on Flashpoint. You can find it at clickondetroit.com/flashpoint. Here's a look at what Karen Drew is working on for tomorrow night.
He's young, vibrant, with a bright future ahead, even with stage 4 melanoma.
They've basically stopped the cancer in their tracks.
They are the pills Josh is taking. On them, he says he can live a normal life, but Josh will have to stop taking one of those drugs because the company is no longer making it.
It's a little scary.
If you had a cure for your child, that you would make it even if your child was the only one.
I'm Karen Drew. This family's fight to save their son. Tomorrow at 11.
A lovely spring day followed by a pretty darn nice spring evening.
And it might even get better tomorrow, maybe?
Yeah, I suspect there were a lot of folks sort of checking on their sick days allotments earlier tonight, because looking at tomorrow, be a lot of hooky.
Ben will write you a note.
Yeah,
right. Start writing.
Just give me a call. Today we did get up close to 70 degrees, and it's hard to believe, but our average already at 63. So really, as nice as today was, it was only 6 degrees above average for this time of year, well away from that record of 87. Tomorrow we will do better. In fact, almost 10 degrees better in some cases, depending on where you're at, and we'll show you that in the 4-zone forecast coming up. 57 is where we're at right now. Very light wind out of the east-southeast, but it's the direction of that wind that is going to play into those highs tomorrow. And by the way, right now, our warmest temperatures are away from the water. 60 degrees out here in Jackson, 60 in Howell, also in Sandusky, and then you work your way closer to the lakes, and those numbers are down into the mid-40s, or mid-50s, I should say, right now. There are showers on the other side of the lake. That'll stay away from us, and everything that's on the east side, obviously going in the other direction. We'll call it a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow, but we are anticipating it's the temperatures that'll lead the weather story as we watch the warm air move in. Numbers getting close to 80, probably hitting that mark, especially in our south and west zones. And then as we go into Thursday, that cold front getting closer to us, bringing some showers and thunderstorms, and those could get a little bit rambunctious as we get into the second half of Thursday. But tonight we're going down to 54. We'll call that our low with partly cloudy skies. Again, winds out of the southeast could be a little bit cooler on the east side, and that will be evident in our high temperatures tomorrow too. Here are the highs, and you see these little green swaths. That's where we expect that southeast wind off the water to keep things a little bit cooler. And some of the inland areas, no problems getting to the upper 70s in our metro zone. Look at the south zone, though. 81 Blissfield, 81 in Adrian, Onstead at 80 degrees. In fact, we'll see it in our west zone as well, especially down here towards Chelsea and Manchester. Only slightly cooler, but still pretty good as you work your way up to Genesee County. And you can see the impact of that southeast wind here. 69 in Romeo and Macomb, coming off of Lake St. Clair, and then also coming off the lake towards Lexington, only 60, but just about everybody else mid to upper 70s for those high temperatures. And we'll see 70s again on Thursday before those thunderstorms take hold. Heading into the weekend, we cool down. We'll be back below average on Saturday, but that is actually going to be the nicer of the 2 days. Even though we'll be warmer on Sunday, it's going to be a soaker.
Soggy, yeah.
Most of that day is going to be a washout, and then temperatures hanging in the 60s for early next week.
But classic severe weather radio down today. It's just about perfect.
Exactly.
Nice,
but we'll have plenty of times to use those radios.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
Okay, Ben, thanks. Well, he looks like he's gearing up for a 5K, but what this guy does after stretching will land him in prison.
Also could be a scene from Dukes of Hazzard. This chase ended, though, with a rescue and an arrest.
A second suspect has been arrested in connection to the murder of a 17-year-old student from Roseville High School. Kenneth Cutts was a star football player. Last night he was shot while walking to a friend's house. We expect to learn more later this week about the two people police have in custody.
The Detroit School Board can now move forward on negotiations with its new superintendent, Nikolai Vitti. Today, a judge denied a restraining order that had been sought by community activist Robert Davis. Davis claimed the board violated the Open Meetings Act by privately negotiating contract terms. Well, a judge has disagreed. Vitti is set to begin his new job in June.
An All-Michigan doubleheader will be the first college basketball games played at Little Caesars Arena. Saturday, December 16th, Michigan will play Detroit Mercy, followed by Michigan State against Oakland. Ticket information and game times will be announced at a later date.
Love that announcement. A high-speed chase in Florida ends with a fiery crash and a convicted felon under arrest and in more trouble. Police started chasing the van Sunday morning after receiving a tip about a man planning to rob a home. The man wouldn't pull over, sped down the street until he lost control and then flipped. Police had to rescue him first and then arrest him. Man has a rap sheet and is now facing a long new list of charges.
A chair gets broken over an employee's head during a fight at a restaurant in Oregon. The restaurant's owners say two men came into the restaurant shouting obscenities before one of them grabbed a chair and hit an employee. The man who swung the chair was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct. The employee is shaken up but will be okay. In Philadelphia, a robber made sure he was extra prepared before holding up a Dunkin' Donuts.
This is weird. Check out this video. Walks up to a restaurant. Before he goes inside, yeah, got to do some stretching.
Warm up. He's got to warm up. My
This
goodness.
is inappropriately funny, isn't it? After his brief workout, goes inside, hops the counter, holds up the cashier, telling workers they have 20 seconds to fill his bag with as much cash as possible. And he managed so far to get away. Police are still looking for him.
You wouldn't want to pull a hamstring like jumping over the counter.
No,
or
pull a muscle.
Yeah, that's right.
Notice he didn't take a donut. He's in good shape. It's what's going on here.
Just the money.
Just the money.
Just the dough, not the donut.
Just the donut.